Part of the joy of Christmas is surprising our family and friends with those perfect gifts that they'd never expect. And in return, we have the fun of watching their faces when they realize what's hidden under the wrapping paper. Well, you're about to watch someone open a gift they never expected. And believe me, the look on their face is a joy to behold. Mary and John George have been in love for over a quarter of a century. And it began the moment they met.
The first time I saw John, it was like in the movies. I don't know, it was just bingo for me.
We hit it off very well. Took her out several times and said, yeah, this is the girl that I want to marry.
And a year later, they were wed. To mark the occasion, Mary gave John a very special ring.
A white gold band, and I had inscribed in it, all my love, all my life, with our wedding date in it. And I had always wanted one just like it.
And so on their 5th anniversary, John presented Mary with a matching ring.
The inscription, all my love, all my life, really kind of sums up our marriage. It's a symbol of my love for him and his love for me.
From that day on, the ring never left Mary's hand.
If I had to switch it from one hand to another, I would put my fingers together so it never ever slipped off my hand.
24 years later, Mary was visiting her sister Cindy in Bradenton, Florida, and they'd planned a day at the beach.
I wish you were going with us.
All right, I worked all night, I'm tired.
Mary,
I'm a nurse and I work at 7 at night to 7 in the morning. And I worked the night before, so Mary Ann and my husband Reuben went on to the beach.
We hit the water right away. The temperature was probably around 80, and the Gulf of Mexico is very salty, so it's very buoyant, and you can play a lot in the water.
Mary continued to enjoy the water until, a few minutes later, the unthinkable happened.
I lost my ring! I suddenly realized that my ring was gone. I was just devastated. I was just devastated. It's like losing a part of you.
We looked for the ring, and there was no trace of it.
We tried to, feel it with our hands and our fingers and our toes, just going over the same area over and over again.
We continued to search and search, but deep in my heart, I knew that we were never going to find this ring. Mary was so upset, she was actually crying. And I've never seen Mary cry about anything.
I wore that ring for 27 years, and now it's gone. Nothing could replace it. Nothing could replace the ring that I'd lost.
When Mary and Reuben came in from the beach, she looked very upset. What's the matter, Mary?
I lost my wedding ring.
I could never imagine losing something that precious to me like Mary Ann did. I'd be very devastated as she was. I felt very bad for her, very bad. Because we are so close, it was almost like if I had lost the ring, and I know she would feel just as bad for me.
The next day, Cindy returned with Mary to the beach to continue the search.
We walked in the water, felt with our feet and everything, and just hoping some miracle it would come to the shore and we would just find it laying there. But it was just gone.
Mary would have to return home to New York without her precious ring.
I promised her, Mary, I'll find your ring. I says, I'll look on the beach, I'll look everywhere. I won't give up until I find you that ring, Mary.
Look, I won't keep you long, but I just wondered if you'd found the ring yet.
Mary was still very upset even after she got home, constantly calling me, worrying about it. And I says, Mary, I will find it. I just haven't found it yet. I'll keep looking, Mary. I kept going to the beach day after day. I wanted to find it so bad for her.
Cindy felt in her heart that somehow, some way, she was going to find this ring. or some way it was just going to appear just out of nowhere. I said, that's a real good thought, Cindy, but I don't think so.
And then, days later, an offhand remark to a friend produced a surprising result.
One day, me and Ruben were talking, and the subject came up of my dad metal detecting.
He has a metal detector?
And I told him that my dad finds a lot of treasures out on the beach with his metal detector.
Danny Stott worked at the hospital with Cindy, and she approached him that night.
Listen, Ruben tells me your dad has a metal detector. I said, this is real special to me. I am looking for a white gold band, and it's got an inscription, all my love, all my life.
I told her I would check with my dad to see if he had time to look for it and give him the description. It's just a white gold band, has an inscription in it, all my love, something or another.
And I said, all my love, all my life? And he said, yes, that's it. How did you know? And then I told him that I've had the ring for about 2 weeks.
It was an astonishing coincidence. No other treasure hunter on the beach would ever have been able to find the owner of the ring with just the simple inscription inside.
Finding a ring like that, you know, with that inscription in there, they had to have strong feelings for the person who gave it to them. And I know it had to be a heartbreaker for them to lose it.
This may be it.
Oh my gosh, Danny, you found it. You found it. Oh, thank you. I says, she's gonna die. She's just gonna die that I found the ring after all.
But the best part was yet to come.
Hello?
John, it's me, Cindy. Now, I'm gonna tell you something, and I don't want you to yell or jump up and down or do anything crazy.
Yeah?
I found Mary's ring. Yes.
Okay.
All right, listen, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send it to her for Christmas.
Yeah?
You make sure she opens it up Christmas Eve.
Okay. Talk with you later. Bye-bye.
Mary Ann calls me 2-3 days later, and I've got it in my hot little hand, you know. Cindy, did you find the ring? Oh, Mary, I'm so sorry. I mean, I was almost laughing, telling her I was so sorry, you know.
She didn't want to spoil the special surprise she was planning.
I wanted to find something very special to put the ring on or in. She loves angels, I love angels. And I said, this is it. It seemed like I was a kid again. I couldn't wait for Christmas Eve because I knew she was going to open that ring.
Finally, in Peoria, the big moment arrived.
Here, you gotta open this first.
Can't I wait till Christmas morning, you
No,
know?
no, you gotta open that one first.
And he had a camera in his hand, and I said, what's the camera for? And he says, well, I just thought you might like a picture of this. And I said, okay, fine. So I opened the present, and it was a little angel. And I told John, I said, oh, that's very pretty. And he said, look at it again. Is it my ring? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It was my ring. It had found its way back to me. And the elation I felt was, it was almost beyond words. Put it on, put it on. You know, once John slipped that ring back on my finger, it just felt like an old friend had come home.
1,000 miles away, Cindy waited anxiously by the phone.
Hello?
Cindy!
Hey, Mary.
Where did you find it?
We found it on the beach with a metal detector. And I said, I'll tell you what, though, I've had it for 2 months. You've had it for 2 months? I said, yes, I have.
How she kept her mouth shut, I'll never know. I will never know. Oh, baby, I love you. Thank you so much, honey.
I love you too, sweetie. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. That had been about the best Christmas present I could have ever given her. I wished I could have been there to see her. I'd have been crying.
This was absolutely the best Christmas I've ever had or ever will have. It was, you know, a Christmas miracle.